Hello and welcome back to the Pro Gamers and back to my How to KSP series. So in this episode, really it's an episode that I should have done last time, which is just how to use the buildings to build rockets and planes and stuff. Yeah. So this one is the vehicle assembly building. It's where you'll build your rockets. So yeah, it's taller and yeah. So how you start off building is you can see here that there's highlighted parts of a spaceships and there's not highlighted parts, and this is all along here so you can use fuel tanks, etc. This is all because these are all main part of the spaceship. So if you look at this, let's say I've got a space probe here, and then I decide to put a fuel tank on there. If I want to change it out, I'll have to go. I can change it out, but you can see that this can't be then used as the main part. And in fact, I'll need to get out another part of the spaceship and then attach this on to actually be able to get rid of that bit as well. Sort of, yeah. Or you don't need to attach it on, in fact. So yeah, that's basically how that all works. So what do you want to do when building a ship? You want to start off with the command pod is what I always recommend, unless you want to use the seat as the command pod, in which case the thing that attaches to the seat first off, so a piece of flooring or fuel tank or whatever. After that, I would say it's probably best to build the main body of your ship. So for instance, you may want to put on a decoupler, in which case that will go there, and then that will be in the staging. I'll talk about that in a minute though. Then you want to put on the fuel tank, so let's say I put on that, along with an engine, so this. So that's a very basic rocket. So as you can see here, now in the staging, with the first press of the spacebar, we'll activate the first stage, and that will just be this one engine. The second part will activate the decoupler, which will separate the fuel tank and the engine from the main part of the ship. You'll want to do this on landing or re-entry, etc. That's in the first episode of How to KSP. So when landing, you also want to have parachutes. These are, I believe, yep, here in the utility bit. This is also parachutes and things, and you want to attach them onto your spaceship. You get the right amount. So as you can see here, I've got 2 parachutes, which is more than enough, so they can be easily attached onto there. And then I also want to have a larger one because I've got the space for it. So now you can see that the rocket is quite good for just a demo, I guess. It probably would never get into space, especially with only this and this one fuel tank. So that's basically how you build a rocket. But let's say if you started off with, I don't know, your parachutes in the bottom bit. You never want to fire your parachutes when the engine's being fired, unless you're doing some sort of weird challenge. I know it was one of the challenges on the forum or something like that, probably about a year ago now, where you have to try and fly as far as you can with parachute beneath you, so and exiting the atmosphere, etc. That was a long time ago. So you want to click onto the parachute, then you want to drag it up and put it in the stage, or drag down in fact, put it in the stage that you want it to be in. The last thing that you may want to do is action groups. So with all the custom 1, custom 2, etc., they're all the numbers. So custom 1 will be 1, custom 9 will be 9. Then you've also got the brakes. You've got SAS, which is T, and that's how you hold things still. I think I talked about that in the last episode. Lights, which I think is L, if I'm correct. Or you can just press a thing up here. I'll show you that in a moment. One thing that isn't set up straight off, these will automatically get set up while things are going on, is so you want to set up the abort mechanism if you have anything. So in case anything goes wrong, what you can do, in fact, I'll add a different part to remove this parachute. This is a abort stage. So you want to go into the action groups, click on this stage abort thing that you want, and then click on the part. So you can do activate, and then you can also click on these to activate, even though I'm going to leave them out. So you want this to clear before the parachutes open out. So in the end, I missed out a section of the abort bits, which was also doing the decoupler, so this actually pulls it away from the fuel tank engine. So now that is done, let's launch. Okay, so now we're on the launch pad, and we're just going to throttle up. So this is how I activate the lights and brakes, and then there's also the gears and stuff. They'll automatically be added in as you add the specific part. So if you have lights, then they'll immediately put into there, and brakes will immediately put into there. I tend to sometimes actually remove things from these, such as in lights. If you've got any lights that activate when brakes are going on, you remove them from this bit here and put them into there, or you could have them in there as well. It doesn't really change anything, but it means that whenever you press brakes, your rear lights will go on. If you see them out, change colours. It looks quite nice. And then you've also got your abort mechanism here, which I'll show you just now. So the time when you want to actually use an abort mechanism is if you're ever, let's say, spinning out of control. If I try and simulate one, so I don't know, ship's going out of control madly, and then you press abort and it fans out, and then yeah, and then I've got parachutes as well, and the engine and fuel tank going to the ground. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's how an abort mechanism works. And if we go back to the launch. Okay, so then with the rest of the staging, so you've got the first stage, which is this one, which is just the engine. Then the next stage is a parachute and decoupler. And then the next stage, I'll probably do this just for landing. That's probably destroyed me as well. So just try and aim down. Yeah, I don't think these are made for soft landing. Ah, we survived. Interesting. Okay. So there we go. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more. If not, then leave a comment in the description to say why, and I can do my best to change it in the future. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.